There is no doubt that INFJs have a reputation for being mysterious creatures. Being the rarest of the 16 personality types, their mysterious nature is easily misunderstood by the other personality types. Consequently, this complex nature of the INFJ mind can make it considerably more challenging for other people to decipher whether an INFJ likes them or not. So, how do you really know if an INFJ likes you? Welcome back, Psychos. Today we're going to talk about the 8 telltale signs that an INFJ is interested in you romantically. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, as well as click the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Number 1. They'll become more responsive. Although INFJs are known to be one of the more sociable personality types compared to their introverted counterparts, they still have a limited amount of social energy that they're willing to give up. So if you notice an INFJ is actually willing to spend more time with you compared to others, there's a good chance that they like you and want to be around you, which is quite rare for an INFJ. When INFJs like someone, they'll do things that are completely out of their nature, like answering an unexpected phone call from you, immediately saying yes to hanging out, and putting aside time to make plans with you are all surefire signs that an INFJ considers you to be close friend material at the very least. Number 2. They'll find ways to get closer to you physically. INFJs have a pretty large personal bubble. They don't like when people get too close or touch them uninvitedly, but likewise they rarely feel the need to invade the personal space of other people. Yet, just as we said, when an INFJ is interested in someone, they tend to do things that are completely out of their nature, and ditching the constant need for personal space is one of them. It's not to say that the INFJs are entirely courageous, but if an INFJ lets down their walls of personal space, there is a good chance they know you well enough to feel safe to do so. They will never let down their walls to a stranger. INFJs won't automatically become touchy-feely. Instead, they will take small steps to letting the other person in. For example, instead of telling you your shirt tag is sticking out, they will just go ahead and tuck it in for you without asking. Subtle gestures like this may not seem like a big deal, but it's completely out of nature for an INFJ and is often an indicator that they like you on some level. Number 3. They'll try to take care of you. The intuitive and empathetic traits of the INFJ personality type often leads them to absorbing the emotions of others and being called to help them fix their issues. So it's not completely out of nature that an INFJ would want to care for you. However, this personality type sets boundaries around how much help they are willing to give someone, except for when they are falling for someone. When an INFJ is interested in someone, they take on the other person's problems as if they were their own, and will work tirelessly to find solutions as a token of their love. In fact, personality types with the FJ or feeling and judgment trait always put the needs of their closest people before their own, as it's the natural way they show love. The issue is, these personality types fear being seen as clingy or intrusive, so they're always in limbo to finding ways to show their love without scaring you away. Number 4. They can turn suddenly awkward. The funny thing about INFJs is that they tend to be good at flirting with people who they aren't entirely interested in, and then turn awkward around the person they are really interested in. This is because although INFJs are naturally charming and usually quite gregarious in social situations, they tend to freeze when they're challenged to say the right thing or not seem like a dork, rather than just allowing the conversation to flow naturally. When an INFJ's overactive perfectionist nature gets in the way, it can be extremely daunting because every gesture or reply is overthought, which can quickly become overwhelming. Sometimes enough for the INFJ to literally want to get away from their crush. For this reason, INFJs often have an easier time talking to their crush through writing or typing, where they can think clearly about their replies. Number 5. They'll linger around you. When an INFJ likes you, they probably won't be the first one to initiate a conversation. Instead, what they'll do is linger around you waiting to be noticed, probably secretly observing you and thinking of ways to make you come and talk to them. The distance linger is actually the most commonly reported thing that INFJs do when they like someone. It may seem a little creepy to some, and INFJs know that it's not the most effective strategy, but it's just in their observing introverted nature to do so, ironically. Within this observing period of time, they may even find things about the person that totally change their mind of being interested in the first place. So maybe we should learn a thing or two from this rare personality type. Number 6. They'll bring up topics that they want your insight on. INFJs are always looking to pick at people's brains, see what makes them tick and observe human tendencies as a whole. This is one of the main reasons why this personality type likes to surround themselves with people whom they can share intellectual conversations with, and one of the reasons they are intrigued by mysterious people. INFJs use their personable and intuitive skills to understand people on a deep level, but they aren't willing to fully understand everyone, only the people they have an interest in. So, to put it short, if an INFJ is picking your brain, asking deep questions about your views on spirituality, philosophical matters, life dreams and so forth, they're choosing to get to know you on a deep level, which is a clear indicator that they like you and want to be closer to you. Number 7. They'll open up about themselves. Frequently referred to as the counselor personality type in the Myers-Briggs type indicator, INFJs are almost always the listeners rather than the talkers. This is not only because they are introverted and constantly internally processing information that they receive from their surroundings, but INFJs also have a hesitancy to open up about themselves and their personal lives. This personality type knows that their brain is complex and that their thoughts are typically difficult for other people to fully understand. So to save themselves from explaining, they lock away their innermost thoughts and feelings for the people they know will understand them, which is usually the same type of people they choose to surround themselves with, romantically and platonically. So if an INFJ begins to open up to you about their past, future goals and outlook on life, you've got them in a good place. Not to mention, you're probably a very trustworthy person to pass their intuitive radar. And number 8. Overall, they're cool, calm and collected. INFJs are pretty calm creatures in general, yet as most other personality types can become noticeably giddy and slightly possessive in a time of being interested in someone else. The INFJs always seem to keep their cool around their crushes, making it extremely difficult to pinpoint what flatters them and what annoys them. The changes in the INFJ personality when they're interested in someone is very subtle, and that's the way they like it, as this personality type can actually get overly embarrassed if someone knows that they're interested without knowing if the other person is interested back. The interesting thing is that INFJs can go back and forth from putting in subtle gestures and hints of interest to retracting back into their shells and wanting to see like they hardly notice their crush even exists. It's not easy to tell if an INFJ likes you, but it is worth it if you can win them over as your partner. Well, that's it for today, Psychos. Tell us in the comments below if you're an INFJ who relates to these signs of INFJ romantic interest. Don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos.